What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Broman, aka Allfires. I do have a bit of an update today. Apparently, Deadline's reporting that the studios are looking to seek to reopen talks with the WGA on Friday. That's the Writers Guild Association. Not sure if that will actually come to fruition, but at least there's reports of something positive happening during the strike of both sides coming back together. In the meantime, we got a huge update breaking late last night from over at the Cosmic Circus, revealing the working titles for both Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty and Avengers 6 Secret Wars. And while they do in the article offer up their own explanation as to what these two titles could refer to for these Avengers films, I think they came very close, and I'm going to build on it with my own theory as well. We're breaking down the latest reveal for the working titles of both Avengers films and what it means for their storyline. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this was published as an exclusive late last night in the editorial of the Cosmic Circus. If you guys aren't familiar with them or their site, they're an industry insider trade that has really come to prominence in the Marvel Studios scoop scene in the last year or so and established quite a track record of their own. So you can take this scoop as good as confirmed, again under the title, Exclusive Working Titles for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, where they go on to report, quote, "The Cosmic Circus can exclusively report that Avengers Kang Dynasty is using the working title Apple Pie 1, while Avengers Secret Wars is using the working title Apple Pie 2. Now, in the past, guys, we've reported on two different things, working titles and LLCs, and they definitely made sure to make the distinction in this article. Typically, an LLC name will typify the project or be named the project itself in some cases, but when it comes to code names, sometimes those can just be an inside joke or pertain to one scene or one aspect of the film. That being said, artists are artists, so the people who come up with these working titles generally have a reason for them, and that reason is something to do with the film. However, in this case, with no other context clues and knowing that something like Apple Pie is about as ambiguous as can be, if you try to cross-reference that with Marvel Publishing, and because there's not an instant connection to something in Marvel Studios history, on surface level this seems like a non sequitur. One has nothing to do with the other, but that's where this article gets very interesting in their own theory as to what this could mean for the two films. They go on to write, quote, "Apple Pie 1 and Apple Pie 2 were tricky titles to crack, but we think there's a cosmic connection to Carl Sagan, the world-famous space scientist who was more than just a brilliant mind. Sagan was also a gifted communicator who helped bring the wonders of science to the world. His 1980 television series, Cosmos, A Personal Voyage, is still considered one of the greatest examples of popular science communication ever made. There is a Sagan quote from the Cosmos that we think ties into the next Avengers movies and may be why they have working titles as they do. The quote is, 'If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.'" Now guys, I absolutely love Carl Sagan as an orator and author myself, and someone who loves science, especially the cosmos. Carl Sagan speaks to me directly in a way that many other people have not, and I highly recommend, if you're not familiar with his work, that you check him out. In this specific quote, of course, on surface level, it means that the universe building blocks precede you being able to make an apple pie, that you need the universe to even exist before you can build it. But more specifically, what he's saying is that anytime you think you're creating or making something, there's a whole other litany of things that were created first by someone else or at some other time that went into you doing it. The apple pie reference means, well, if you want to bake an apple pie from scratch, you need ingredients. Ingredients either came from a store where someone packaged and put them there and sold them to you, or you obtained them yourself, which means you probably farmed them. And if you farmed them, then you had to use tools, and those tools were made out of things out of the ground as well, but had to be invented before you got there. Basically, nothing is as simple as where you think you're at in a starting point, that everybody is working off of all of the advancements, all of the things that have happened before that, which include creating the universe from scratch. This is one beautiful way of saying it's basically apple pies all the way down till you get back to whoever created it all. And through that context, when you apply it to a villain like Kang, whose ultimate goal has been to control everything, be the guy who is in charge outside of time, everything running to his specific plan, being Kang Prime, the ultimate Kang amongst all of his Kangs in an infinite multiverse, he is going to learn, I think, very clearly that this apple pie reference applies to him as well. And that's why when you mirror the introduction of Kang as a multiversal villain with what else they've done in Phase 4, which has been specifically introducing Celestials, the pantheon of gods in Thor, Love, and Thunder, or even a higher level power set than that, eternity at the end of that film. Celestials, eternity, even seeing the Living Tribunal during Multiverse of Madness, Marvel Studios had started to creep in the highest level beings in the universe. That being said, when you have someone like Kang who thinks he's that, what he's going to learn is that whatever control, whatever creation Kang thinks he has is only predicated on quote-unquote the apple pie principle, that all these celestial beings put all of this stuff, all of us here in the first place. And honestly, I think that this is quite the commentary from Marvel Studios to try to run something as big as this throughout the entirety of the Multiverse Saga, and I really hope that I'm right, because it sort of ties all these pieces together. But I think on a meta level, there's at least one other thing Apple Pie 1 and 2 could mean. It's actually the first thing I thought of, so I want to mention it here at the end of the video, because everything I just said I think is actually correct about the internal meaning of the films themselves and the end of the Multiverse Saga. However, we have heard slight rumors that Marvel Studios could look to use the end of the Multiverse Saga the same way the comics did after Jonathan Hickman's 2015 Secret Wars run, to reboot the continuity, as in reboot the MCU, so that wherever we come out the other end, you can have another Captain America, Iron Man, and T'Challa alongside the new X-Men and Fantastic Four, without having to recast those characters in the same continuity, because by the end of the Multiverse Saga, Battle World, and all that, it'll be something completely new anyway. Well, that would be the apple pie, right? The apple pie that they're making, using Avengers 5 and 6 to bake an apple pie, that apple pie being the new MCU, even through the context of Carl Sagan's quote about needing to do something first. Yeah, if you were going to have a new MCU, you'd have to make a new MCU, which could apply to the code name on these titles, because that's exactly what these films could look to do. I don't know if I'm too right about that. It was the first thought I had. I think working off of everything we know so far, my earlier argument in the video is correct, but I really want to know what you guys think. What do you think the working titles Apple Pie 1 and Apple Pie 2 could mean? And yeah, you can go ahead and put them in quotations and search that alongside Marvel Studios, and it's going to show you a couple of comic book panels. There's one in there, Wolverine saying something about it being Captain America being as American as apple pie, but really in greater context, nothing's going to come up. I did that last night. You're just not going to find anything there, and off the top of my head, with all the comics I've read, I can't think of anything. But that doesn't mean there isn't a more specific reference buried somewhere in one of these Avengers or crossover comics. If you guys know or have a different thought, I am all ears. Put it in the comments. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel until the PlayStation 5 Pro comes out next year, and then we'll be doing that. In the meantime, it looks like with some of the updates we got, like the What If Season 2 update from last night, that'll be linked at the end of this video, we might be giving away 4 more PlayStation 5s in the next 6 months. So if you want to be entered to win, super simple to do so. All you have to do, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name AllFires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.